Good morning. My name is Pete Frady. I'm going to tell you a little story about my life. Pete Frady was born July 1st, 1951, and I was born at Chelsea Naval Hospital. My dad was a career man, 23 years, Navy, combat veteran, prisoner of war by Japan. Born and raised in South Carolina, North South Carolina, and met my mother here in Boston, and they both got married. So I was born at Chelsea Naval Hospital, came out double breech, that means butt first, almost killed my poor mom, but I didn't. So went home to the south end of Boston, where I was raised, of course. Then from the south end we moved to Roxbury, then a bunch of years. Since Dad was never around, I was in the Navy for 23 years. We lived with my mother had her own place, but we lived with my grandfolks mostly, who are hardcore Lebanese folks from Lebanon, and my mother was born in Boston. Both my mother and father born in 1924, so they grew up, modest. So I'm the second oldest of 6 children. My 3 boys, 3 girls. My father, being a combat and prisoner of war veteran, didn't get any psychological help after getting out of the military or the prisoner of war. So a psychic once read my cards over the phone and said my dad was in his past life a dungeon master, and I believe the way he raised us, got beatings on a regular basis for being a little boy. Wasn't that healthy of an environment to grow up. 3 boys, 3 girls in the family, like I said, and I, being number 2, was number 1 on getting the beatings. Like basically it was with the garrison belt, take us into the bathroom, drop your drawers in, take a whipping of a lifetime, leaving welts all over your body. And he never really punched me, but he beat the shit out of me on a regular basis just for, when he would come home, he was like a functioning alcoholic, always put food on the table, but he wreaked havoc throughout the house with all 6 kids. I think I tied him out by my youngest brother's age. My youngest brother is 11 years younger than me. Moderately successful, pretty successful, I'd say. He lives in California. He's a comic and all that good stuff, and a marketing person. So it's been a pretty chaotic life. So, myself, I always look for that chaos in my mates, of course. What else do you know but chaos? So, since Mom died at age 53, so, had to still work my way around Dad. After I get out of the Army, I went, graduated high school in 1970, because I went from parochial school to public school, and I was kind of lost, plus I didn't get the educational guidance at home. No big deal. It's just the way it was. You can pick your seat and pick your nose, but you can't pick your family. So what are you going to do? So you make the best out of it. So graduated Boston English High School in 1970, one of the only 4-year graduates there. And then I went into the Army shortly afterwards, did a stint for like 2 years in the National Guards, got tired of that nonsense, quit, went regular Army. They sent me to Germany for a year and a half, active duty. Wasn't bad. Took up the German language as soon as I got there. I was a squad leader and a human relations counselor, which I helped people out when I was in there with their personal issues to bring it to my ruling authorities. After that, I got out of the Army in 74. Knucklehead that I was, figured, let me look for the chaos in a woman. Let me tell you this about, philosophically, in an analogy, I picked my mates from the fruit of the lemon tree. Mates, I say, because I have 2 ex-wives. So I was married to the first lady for 15 years, two nice kids, very good boy and a girl. Son lives in California. He works in, financial mortgage business. He does okay for himself. My daughter, she lives with me. We bought a house here outside of Boston, on the north side, outside of Boston, close to New Hampshire, and she's the vice president of business loans and all that good stuff. So, but it was my money that I had, and her having a job, which helped buy this house. And how you doing on the camera? Pretty heavy stuff. So I've been to therapy for divorce, and growing up in the 50s and the 60s, everybody was like doing some sort of drug or something. So of course I was one of those persons trying to escape the misery of the havoc wreaked upon my young child. Didn't really have a childhood. Had it was interesting, but didn't there's people a lot worse off than me, so I'm not that all upset about it. I made peace with Dad before he died, and I sounds weird, but I rolled him into the crematorium. I requested a view. I wanted to see that they was taking good care of the guy. So I made peace with him before he passed, but there was a lot of hell in between. So my brothers, out of 6 kids, we're all pretty much dysfunctional. A couple of us are doing better than the others. The girls got their share of some sort of abuse, but some have made peace, some haven't. So what else? Oh yeah, so I'm doing this thing here.